is just fantastic. Captain's log, subdates 21227.1. With Moistmas over, thank the Lord, I have decided to take a week's R&R in the Lovecraft 01, leaving my now returned crew with a level 10 force field around Ensign Bork's quarters, full to the brim with semi-sentient rhubarb. I'm a good boss. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. As you can tell, we are in the shuttle pod, a place we have not been for a while, and I've decided to take a bit of a day off as it is a Sunday. So yes, you get this still instead of my head-bobbing moving avatar that will be lounging in an armchair for about a week. Today we have quite a number of subjects to go through. I thought I'd start by saying this video was intended for yesterday, but I did put out a poll on Twitter, and most of you agreed I should take the day off. So I did. Christmas Day and Boxing Day were not really no computer days. I was playing video games, but I did take the time away, which I kinda needed, because I was a bit worn out from uploading for 24 consecutive days. Something I intend to continue until January the 1st to make, let's say, the most of December. So to start, we're going to go with a question. A very thought-provoking question from Thorn Midnight. Go subscribe, link below, and follow her on Twitter. She's a part of Magog's side quest, I believe. Hub says, husband, cheesecake is a pie. Now this is a very tricky one, so I advise everyone take their time, like those that replied to this tweet, to give it some thought, and really make up your mind, come to terms with the decision of whether a cheesecake is in fact a pie. Although I do want to take the opportunity now to point out cake is in fact in the name, and where others say there is a crust on cheesecake, they are fundamentally wrong. It's the bloody base. If it has a crust, it's not a cheesecake. And in before someone else points out, but there's also cheese in the name. Thank you. So to move on from that, I want to encourage everyone to block Sophane on Twitter. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Do go and give him some stick for the awful colour of his project car. That colour was so offensive the moment I saw it, I had to get a piece of green film and put it over my monitor because the yellow pierced my brain. I just wanted to do this because it's the end of Moistmas and I think we all need a laugh. So to move on from that, I have a video. This is level 100 boss girlfriend bedroom.
Put it back downstairs.
No, you're just mad
Oh
you
my-
didn't think of this first.
Elizabeth, you've turned our nightstand table into an IKEA kitchen.
So I don't have to get out of bed.
You don't get out of bed anyways.
Stop.
Move. Look at this.
Stop.
You've organized your snacks before your makeup station.
Priorities.
Priorities. You call this priorities. Look at this.
Away.
Your bras are touching the dishes. Every bite's gonna taste like Victoria's Secret.
Absolutely fantastic. I wait for the day she accidentally serves a pot noodle in her bra. And with the theme of videos in mind, I'm going to put a trigger warning up. The next video is a big old-fashioned ew. This could be considered based on the property style and Americans ruin everything, because that is a very much American-styled home you'll see in the video. So for the sake of it... So now that I've played the suitable clip, perhaps I should give you context. The trigger warning is, this is not how you use a face mask, okay? So next we're going to go to the controversial subjects of this video. For this we need Zinnia Jones. If children can't consent to puberty blockers, which cause any permanent changes even with the relevant professional evaluation, how can they consent to the permanent and irreversible changes that come with their own puberty with no professional evaluation whatsoever? This is literally, figuratively, a position that permanent changes are fine as long as you're not trans. An inability to offer informed consent or understand the long-term consequences is actually an argument for putting every single cis and trans person on puberty blockers until they acquire that ability. With them, brain development kinda slows, meaning that you'll be on them for an incredibly long time. This is a stupid position. Kids should never be on puberty blockers. The argument of informed consent is redundant because it should always be an adult that makes the decision after they have gone through puberty. That is, by the way, the position I hold. It might not be a position many of you hold, and that's fine. We're going to disagree on this, and that's normal. That really is. My view is, you cannot stop an unstoppable force. Puberty is that. You have to go through it. Some of you will undoubtedly remember Zinnia, I believe Zinnia Jones is the name, for some very controversial opinions over the years when it comes to trans people, Zinnia being trans, so position of authority and all that. But with the subject of women in mind, we're going to go to the UN. UN women. Respect women. That's it. That's the tweet. I take no issue with this tweet on the face of it. I find it fascinating that the UN have a UN Women Twitter handle, though. That's interesting. Really, really interesting. Yes. I'm so fascinated by this. I am twiddling a Minecraft light-up block red orb thingy on my desk because I found it so fascinating. I guess since we're in this ballpark of trans and women, Tyson brings out the bait, trans lives are greater than cis feelings. I don't know why this had to be said. Beyond bait. I should say for the sake of it, no lives matter, therefore you're wrong. And as far as anyone's feelings goes, screw your feelings, because your lives don't matter anyway. I guess I should start my Cthulhu 2024 campaign now. And when you think about it, it's going to be funny, because I'm a lot older than the possible guy who might get sworn in mid-January, and I'm nowhere near as demented. Another thing I find fascinating about this tweet being bait is that what happens is when someone accidentally gets one that goes a little bit viral, they invariably and inevitably do a follow-up tweet underneath linking to some form of Cash App or promoting something they've done. Well, you've checked me out here. Can you check this out as well and give me your money? I guess I can't hate the player, though. Next, we're going to go to a trash human. Janie. This man texted me. Weekly reminder, I love you. And it's your world, I'm just living in it. It's like that makes me want to cheat. Y'all piss me off so much today. I'm going to my ex's to get the job done. My favourite response is the first one underneath. Is he a Cancer or Pisces? Because as we all know, everyone, behaviour is linked to your star sign. And because of that, what we've learned is that people that think this is true are morons. Apparently, that makes me a typical Capricorn. Someone could do my tarot reading, because apparently I give a f***. To our final subject, we go to Julie Wolfe, blue check mark. Open letter to journalists at the end of the toughest year of our careers. You are stronger than you know. If I'd told you in January you'd produce from home, track from your closet, master Zoom, you left out the word bait, and anchor from your living room this year, you would have laughed and then cried. Is this because YouTubers have been doing this for years and you've only just realised, oh look, an open market for us to be the authoritative voices? But here you are, focusing on facts, seeking truth, sharing stories, wearing your masks. At home? Bathed in hand sanitizer, doing your job. Also at home, in pyjamas no doubt, from the waist down. The rest of the message, as you can see on the screen, and many of you will have undoubtedly read it in the time I'd gotten to the end of this sentence, will have noticed it's pretty cringe. And for making you read that, I am very sorry. But for the sake of it, dear journalists, your intellectual dishonesty is why many people turn to creators like myself. Your bias, your inability to properly fact-check, your inability to present facts as facts without inserting your particular political bias makes you insufferable and is why the trust rating of journalists is less than 20%. It keeps going down, and people keep turning more and more to what is considered new media. Because of that, the lines are being drawn on some websites and apps with political skewing taking place. Because of that, the internet is becoming more and more polarizing on new media, where new media is having to take place or reinvent or arrive. so people of other political persuasions can have a voice. Your inability to do your job correctly has led to us to get to this point where we are now, where main platforms are having to call you authoritative voices because saving face, and because they want you to give them suck. Anyway, as we're done here with This Week at Twitter, I'd love to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight for some American Truck Simulator, have a fantastic Sunday. Thank you all for listening.